Hi, I'm Dr. Rhea Hogseth, founder and director of the Pediatric Dental Team Association. And I don't know about you, but I tend to have stacks of journals laying around that I've been meaning to get to read, and I finally did some of that reading recently, and I ran across an article in the September PDT that talked about checklists. And I agree with them about how important they are to us. The article discussed how they were first developed by Boeing, and they use it still to this day for their pilots, whether they're on the ground checking the plane before we leave, or a pre-flight checklist, or a checklist during an emergency, or even after they've landed. So you use them in your office all the time if you're doing any sedation or if you're in the OR. You know there's that timeout checklist, and there's a checklist at the end of the procedure. So you know that that is important for the safety of the patients. Well, there are lots of checklists you can use in your practice every single day. We have at the PDTA checklists for every staff position. We have them for the front desk, we have them for office manager, we have them for financial coordinator, dental assistant, dental hygienist, scheduling coordinator, financial coordinator. That's just some of the ones that we have that will help you every single day. So in these checklists are outlined their beginning of the day duties, their daily duties, the end of the day duties for each of those positions. And then in addition, we also have just some general office duties that you can then split up amongst your team and figure out who's going to do what and when. Another great checklist to have is your office cleaning. Now you might have an office cleaning service that come in every day if you have a big enough office, or you might have them that just come in weekly. But if you need one, we have a daily checklist that you can use for your staff to help you make sure at the end of every day things are tidied up and ready to go for the next day. And then also what needs to be done weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. So you can actually get one of those big yearly planning calendars and put them up in your office, in your break room, in your lab. It could even be on the back of a door, and schedule out when those monthly, quarterly, and yearly cleaning tasks are being done. If you do have a service, then you can go against your checklist for what they are providing and make sure what you want done is being done. These checklists are a great way to monitor what is going on in your office, whether it is the staff position or if it's an outside service. With these daily cleaning duties, if you have a smaller office like mine, you divide it up between your staff. Well, to keep the complaints down, I suggest you rotate them weekly. So whoever's vacuuming only does it for a week each month. Same thing with wiping down the chairs and the mirrors and the countertops, and also doing the bathrooms. So put those tasks on a rotating weekly schedule, and you'll really cut down on the griping and complaining from your staff. It's necessary for us to do that at the end of every day, so assign it and rest easy that it's being done. Another great checklist we have is your equipment maintenance. Now this is so important to keep us up and running every day, and I know you have assigned that to your team, but are they actually doing it? Is it easy for you to monitor it and make sure that they are indeed responsible and accountable for these duties that you have assigned them? So we have equipment maintenance checklists for each of the different equipment that most of us have in our office. So we have them again that are daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual. And you can have that all laid out and planned. You can take the checklist that we have and just make it into a chart where you're leaving room for the person who's doing it, especially daily or weekly, that they just put their initials in and the date. And you can quickly check and make sure things are being done. And then the ones that are monthly, you can make that same list and just add January, February, March, April, etc. out to the right of that, and then make sure there's again enough room for initials and the date, and how quick you can go and monitor and make sure things are being done and you're holding the person who's supposed to be doing it accountable. This is a great way to organize your office, to declutter your mind, trying to remember all these mundane tasks that have to be done, and help you de-stress because you know you have assigned these tasks to a staff person or an outside company, and that now you have an easy way to hold them accountable and monitor that they are actually being done. I know you do it already in some things like your sterilizer, checking for spores, but this is another way to just oversee all these important parts of your practice and keep it running smooth. These checklists are available to our members on the PDTA website in the members area. Here's another real quick tip for you, that at the end of every day, I had one of my staff be responsible for setting up an operatory for that very first patient the next day, whether even on the weekend. And what that allowed me to do is if I had an after-hours office visit that I had to come in and treat, it was wonderful to walk in and have a set-up operatory ready to go. We had plastic sleeves over the handpieces and over the air water syringe and the suction, so everything was still protected, but it was easy for me to come in and have what I needed right there. It saved me a lot of time of opening and closing drawers and trying to set it up. You can remove what you don't need from it, from whatever the next day's patient was going to need, and add to it what you do need, and you are set and ready to go. This has been your Practice Pearl, and I'll see you on the next one.